Welcome, everyone. I'm Miriam Knight, and I have the pleasure of interviewing Francesca Thoman about her latest book about Nikola Tesla. She has been channeling Tesla for quite a while, and her series is called Nikola Tesla Afterlife Comments on Paraphysical Concepts. Volume 2 is about healing and magic. Welcome, Francesca. How on earth did you get into this?
Well, I've been channeling for many years, and once I was asked to channel Tesla, I was so intrigued with his information. I felt he was telling me the secrets of the universe. And I said, "Excuse me, Tesla, please hang around. I want to ask you some more questions." And eventually, I showed some of the material to Dr. Todd Ovakaitis, and he was so intrigued, he asked for more questions. So for a while, Tesla and Dr. Todd used to have sort of a correspondence, channeled, and he write stuff to me and channeled. So we evolved the first half of the book based mainly on Dr. Todd's questions.
And Dr. Todd is a medical doctor?
Dr. Todd is a medical doctor. He is highly respected. He trains residents. He's been doing, amongst other things, work with AIDS in Africa. He has a number of supplements that can really beat down the AIDS almost to down to non-detectable. So he's a tremendously accomplished, intelligent, and a compassionate person.
And certainly the perfect person to pose questions about healing. Now, I'm very intrigued by the second part of the book, magic. I have always believed in magic. I've been wanting to believe in magic. And starting to dip into your book, I see that you have a totally different concept of what magic is. Let's start with a definition. How do you understand the term magic?
Well, magic is several things, but mainly it is an intelligent field. It's conscious. It's not an entity. It's a field. It is part of the way by which reality is manifested. And it uses the enfolded reality of the divine being in such a way that it shifts and gives you more energy out of what you do. In other words, if you do a little thing and engage magic, you get more energy back.
So, magic is something that you can consciously call upon?
Absolutely, yes. You can have a very personal connection to magic, and you can work with it very personally. Indeed, he has a whole uh, set of training steps for working with magic with your body, with your mind, with your soul, with your emotions, with your spirit. And when you have engaged all of those aspects, magic becomes a part of you, literally.
And magic is what we would consider a way to manifest things in this reality?
Very much so.
Can
And
anybody
but
do it?
almost everybody can do it. Some have a little more talent at it, the same as some people sing better than others. But everyone could learn if they chose. The interesting thing, though, that as magic is gaining in its own consciousness and its own intelligence, it won't let itself be used for negative purposes any longer. It has been in the past, and there's still a little bit, lingering on, but magic is starting to work with the divine being to change this reality into something shining and positive.
Now, in the book, you talk about many different types of fields, and magic is one kind of field. I just
Yes,
want to remind our listeners that Tesla was the one who invented the transmission of electricity through some mysterious field in the atmosphere. So he has had this field consciousness since he incarnated, and
yes.
obviously now has a wider view.
Yes, he is very much himself enjoying this discarnate view because he can engage with more layers of the stepping down process from the divine core into 4D reality, he can watch it happen in much more depth, much more breadth.
Well, I can only tell our listeners and viewers that this book is mind-blowing. Francesca, do you really feel in your bones that you're communicating with Tesla?
Most of the time, very much yes, for three reasons. One is because when I read the material back, I can almost not understand it myself. So this is channeling something. Tesla is kind of like he's a force of nature. The intelligence is tremendous. He will use a word, and I'm not sure of the meaning, and I'll check the word, and it's absolutely the perfect word to use. Also, I have a very strong feeling that there is a body of work that already exists, and I'm just catching pieces of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we want to do more volumes, is because there's much more here. And he has much more to offer. The third reason is because he is just so still, so compassionate. He gets into the depth and breadth of human experience and how to engage and re-engage the divine being with our human experience. So we are working with spirituality and physics in a way that has never been done.
How absolutely fascinating. Well, again, we're speaking about Francesca Thoman's book, Volume 2, Healing and Magic, from her series, Nikola Tesla, Afterlife Comments on Paraphysical Concepts. Francesca, I understand that you're in the process of putting together a website about this Tesla material. What will
Yes.
be in it?
Well, for one thing, we will take portions or sentences from Volume 1 and Volume 2, and Tesla will extrapolate on, one sentence he can come up with 300, 400 words of the deeper, broader, wider meaning of that sentence, such as a statement about, the nature of the enfolded divine being,
Mm-hmm.
or the nature of magic, or the nature of the physical body, or how you engage with it. So it is basically the Volume 1 and Volume 2 excerpts that are expanded at great depth.
Well, I can't wait to see it. So I want to thank you for being with us today. We've been speaking with Francesca Thoman. I'm Miriam Knight. Goodbye.